morning. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am Jana with Crochet Crafts by Jana, and I'm so happy to see you. In today's video, I will be going over some things I made. I will be talking about a viral TikTok that I made that made this past week kind of crazy busy. So the first thing I want to show you guys that I finished, I previously talked about in my last video. It was the hot pads that I wanted to make for my brother and his fiance for their wedding. And I absolutely love this pattern. I love this stitch. This is called the thermal stitch. I still need to block these, but I love how they came out. I made one in this light gray and then this dark gray. I wanted to have like a little variation there, and then they have these loops at the top to hang it wherever you want, and they're nice and thick. So this was my first time doubling up a yarn to follow a pattern, and I wasn't sure how that was gonna work and if I would do very good at it. The first one I made I liked, but I messed up on the loop. It was like off center. It was like to the right, and it bugged me so much. I was like, there's no way I can give this to them. So I decided to try again. You're never gonna be perfect on your first try. So these are my second and third attempt, and I think they came out a lot better. I really like the placement of the loops a lot better on these, and these are just absolutely perfect hot pads to grab things. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of how they came out. So there are the hot pads, and here I'll go up a little closer so you can see the stitch. I think it looks so good. I love this stitch. So that was a fun one. I made a couple more of the bunny peep, marshmallow bunny peep thingies. So this one was the first one I made, and then let's see, I made this one and then this one. So these three were the updated version where I made the ears a bit longer, and you can tell that the ears are longer. I mean, not by a whole lot, but just a little bit. I only added one extra round in the ears. So yeah, I made a couple more of the marshmallow bunny peeps and posted that tutorial video on my channel. And so far so good. I did make a little mistake where I put up the text of the round. I was off by one single crochet, but I made sure to note it in the comments for anyone that was, is to go watch it. But yeah, I made more of my marshmallow bunny peeps. I'll put these guys over here. I don't know about you guys, but it felt like the longest week ever, and it didn't help. There was a big snowstorm. I'll put a picture here. I thought I would be a good wife and shovel the driveway and all that while my husband was at work, because he still had to go into work. That was fun. Very cold, but I'm happy I did it. His reaction when he got home was worth it. He was so happy. He was like, oh my gosh, I was dreading having to come home and shovel the driveway, because he also, his job is like manual labor. So it would suck for him to do that and then come home and do more manual labor. And it was like, well, I didn't work, so I might as well pick up that slack. So yeah, that was fun. Touching on the viral TikTok video I made, I don't know what constitutes like viral. To me, it was viral because that was like by far the most views I've ever had on a TikTok. So I made this TikTok about the big booty turtle, and it blew up. So I think the most amount of views on my TikTok, on one of my TikToks, I think it got up to around 6,000 views, and that's a lot to me. And this video, as of now, of me recording, I think it has hit 219,000, and it was literally like, I was crocheting, I wanted to have at least 10 turtles made before moving on to my next market make, and my husband walked in, and I was crocheting, kind of talked to him, and I was like, I think I just thought of like a really funny idea for a video I could make on this guy. And I told him, I was like, I think this song, obviously that song comes to mind whenever you think about big butts. So I was telling him, like, I might use this song, and if you don't know, if you haven't seen the TikTok, It's the Anaconda song. I like big butts and I cannot lie. So that song came to mind, and I was telling him about my idea of like to the beat, having him remove his shell and then like look back, you know, all this stuff. And he was like, that sounds super funny. You need to make that. And it was like, I whipped it up so fast and got it done, and I posted it and was like, I don't expect this to get much attention. I really loved it. I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, if it only gets like 50 views and like 2 likes, I don't care. I love the video. And oh my goodness, it got so much attention and so much love. And I posted it like at like kind of later in the evening. I think it was around like 6 in the evening. I don't remember what day. And so it was getting a good amount of attention, but nothing too crazy that I was like, whoa. But it was the next morning when I woke up and I looked at it, and I was seeing all the comments like, where do I get this? Where do I get this? This is amazing. This is hilarious. And I was like, oh gosh, I need to do something about this. So I went and I took pictures and I posted them on my Etsy account, went back and was like, if y'all want them, they're on my Etsy shop, and the order started coming in. And so far, I've sold, I think, 12 turtles? 13 turtles. I've sold 13 turtles. So, a good amount of this past week was me crocheting turtles and getting them packaged in orders, which I'll show you here. This was only from one day. And if you noticed, one of the labels is pink. So I didn't realize that if you've seen my market prep video using the Munbin label, like the thermal label printer, they sent me a big package of the rectangle labels, and I didn't realize they were pink. I thought they were just white. So when I ran out of my white ones, I went to open that one and I was like, oh, these are pink. And I kind of freaked out a little bit, like, oh my gosh, this doesn't really fit my aesthetic or anything. I'm not a pinky girl. I didn't know if you could print like the actual like address, like USPS label stuff on there. But after looking up online, doing my research, it seems like that's fine. The biggest thing is if the contrast is there, you know, with the black ink and the pink, and like their machines are able to read it, it should be fine. And I printed, you know, the shipping labels and was like, okay, these look fine. Once again, they don't really fit my aesthetic. I wish they would have been blue, but yeah, it still worked out, and I am so happy that those boxes I had were the perfect size for the turtles, and it worked out perfectly. And I worked on just, you know, getting those packaged and shipped out, and I included a little something. I printed some stickers of the turtle with his booty hanging out. I don't know what made me do it, but I did it. And yeah, so I included one of these in each and every order. I just thought it might be a little something to make them giggle. Maybe someone will put them on something, I'm not sure. But yeah, I have one of the turtles here, right here. So I think you saw that I previously made them in this shell, but the pictures I posted only showed this one. So I'm just taking these shells off and using this yarn to make the shell, because I ran out of the green yarn and money's tight right now, so I cannot go buy yarn. So I had to do what I could and just forget these shells, take it off, and put this one on them and ship them out, because I didn't even want to risk people receiving it and being like, well, this isn't the same shell that was in the video. So I've been using this yarn, and plus I think it looks better color wise. I think there's a more contrast there, and I like the brown better. But yeah, these guys, there's something about big butts on plushies that people love. And speaking of, I got an idea for another one. So I have an idea. Here is my baby chick. This is the free YouTube tutorial on my YouTube. There had been someone a while back that had tagged me in the baby chick, but they added a butt to it. And so I added a butt to my chick. The body shape was just absolutely perfect. I didn't have to alter anything. I literally just added a butt. So hopefully I can make another little viral video of my chick. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet a bottom half of a broken like eggshell. And so it'll be just like white that he sits in. It'll be just high enough, and I'm gonna try to make it like a jagged, like it's been broken, instead of like a clean cut. I think it would resonate more that it was like a broken eggshell. I'm not planning on having it like actually do this whole thing where it can open and close. It's just gonna be the bottom half. And then, you know, it'll just be a little surprise that his butt will come out. Because I think that's one of the charming aspects to the turtle, is that he has the shell covering his butt. It's a surprise. And, you know, I could just have it be like his butt's out, but I want to have that element of surprise. So having that broken eggshell for him to come out and be like, ooh, he has a butt. That is my plan for the chick. And his butt came out so good. That sounds so weird, but it's true. He got a big tush. So that is my plan for the baby chick, and hopefully it works out the way I hope. But yeah, that is not a whole lot of content for me to talk about. A whole lot of my time was spent just crocheting more turtles and then packaging those for orders, and I didn't really get to crochet really anything else. And unfortunately, there was a tragic event the past week. If you haven't noticed, I do have the cockatiel crochet bird up there. I have mentioned in my previous video that I have a bird called PrettyBird. He's a cockatiel, and unfortunately this past week he passed away. We kind of knew that it was coming because he was over 20 years old, and that is old. I think their lifespan expectancy is 15 to 25 years, but yeah, he was right in the middle there, and we knew it was gonna happen soon. It's still unfortunate that it happened. PrettyBird had a absolute favorite mirror in his cage, and I requested to take that home with me. I'll show you. This mirror was hanging up in his cage, and he absolutely loved it. And on this side, you may see it's a bit dirty. That's because PrettyBird really liked to lick the mirror. And when I requested to take the mirror, my dad was like, oh, I'll clean it off for you. And I was like, no, don't clean it off. He's like, okay, I'll just clean one side. So that way his memory will always be in this mirror where he just freaking kissed it all the time, just licked it. And I thought that was so funny. So I thought it worked perfectly to hang the mirror and have that cockatiel crochet plushie right next to it. Like I said, when I made that cockatiel, I had a picture of PrettyBird up, and I was using his reference. So I'm not gonna sell it. That is my crochet cockatiel in memory of PrettyBird. It makes me happy to see. Obviously, it's a little heartbreaking, but yeah, that was another event that happened this past week that took up some time. But PrettyBird's in a better place, and I hope to see him again one day. Didn't mean to make things like, you know, down in the dumps or gloomy or anything, but I just wanted to let y'all know that that is another reason why I did not get to crochet as much. I don't know if that idea for the baby chick will pop off like the turtles did. Hopefully it does, because money is tight, I would like for that to pop off and then have those on my Etsy, and then those start selling. Hopefully with Easter kind of in mind, people will be willing to get those more. I don't know. We'll see. But that is the plan after this. And obviously if that doesn't, you know, go the way I expect, I'll still continue with my market prepping as usual. Unfortunately, I'll need to work on the turtles again for the market prepping aspect, and I really should work on the cat buns. That was a popular one that sold out, and so that is on my list of things to crochet. Yeah, I have a list here that I made of all the things I really need to crochet. And let's see. So there was the big booty turtle, but now that one is There is the mini corn cobs. I did crochet some of those. But then there's cat buns that I need to make. I need to make more axolotls. I want to make more of the little snakes. I need to make more of my minis, like the mini whales, mini chicks, the mini dinos. I also have pickles on my list because, which is kind of funny because for a couple markets they weren't touched at all, and then there was one where they all sold out. So that one's kind of, I'm a little scared, I'm a little hesitant, but I will make more pickles. And then I wrote baby bunny. I would like to make more of like little bunny themed stuff just because of Easter coming up. And the marshmallow bunnies are definitely a great make for, you know, Easter and whatnot. But I also wanted like a cute little bunnies. Like I've made the No So bunny by Sweet Softies before, but I would like something different. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point, trying to, you know, sometimes I just talk and let my words spill out of my brain, and sometimes ideas will come to it, sometimes they won't. But I appreciate you, you know, listening to me babble. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoy seeing what I make. If you haven't seen the TikTok, I recommend you go watch it if you want a good laugh. I'm not posting it on my YouTube just because the music is copyright and I don't want to cause any issues there. But yeah, if you haven't, head over to my TikTok and watch that video. It makes me giggle every time. I love it so much. Thanks again for joining me. If you haven't yet, please subscribe so you can get notified when I upload next. I usually upload at least once a week, if not more, depending on the kind of content I can get out there for you guys. These weekly makes obviously is once a week, but if there's tutorials or just random other videos I can get out also in the same week, I will do that. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!